Well, welcome everyone. It is a beautiful Wednesday here in Georgia, and I have been so looking forward to our time together. I hope to be very clear, very concise. I want to help give you my tips and my tricks, but honestly, I hope you know by now that I recognize every church and every campus is different. And my motto here is to let you guys bring the flavor that is your culture. Okay. So obviously, we want to bring KINEO into your church, and it will always be solid word, solid Bible, spirit filled, right? Like that's what we bring. But you guys bring your personal touch according to your church, according to your church's culture, according to even your personality as the campus coordinator. Okay. So this call is not any sort of pressure, just helpful suggestions that you could take or you could leave. I'm going to go ahead and plow through our content and then open it up for some questions. So if you think of anything, you can go ahead and jot it down. You can pop it in the chat. I'm happy to browse that at the end. I probably won't pay too much attention to it because it will throw me off, and I do not want to be a rabbit. Rabbit over here, grasshopper over there. That will not serve you. And I want to absolutely just hone in on this time that we have together. So, first things first is that obviously we've done our early bird or pre-registration. So that is behind us, but July is our main registration month. So hopefully those who are already in KINEO or they've already been hearing the KINEO buzz, I hope that they got registered. But if they didn't, no worries. July will be upon us in no time. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we will actually open registration this Sunday. I will make sure I get that true or not, because that matters, right? You don't want to like put it out there and then people can't register. So that reminds me that after this call, I will make sure I have a follow-up email with specifics, meaning what I didn't clarify and or questions that you bring up that maybe I don't have the answers to. I certainly won't claim to know it all, but I try to do my best here. So I'll make myself some notes just as we go along to make sure that you have everything you need, whether it's materials from me or questions that I need to get back to you. So I'm going to ask registration this Sunday, and I will confirm if that is true. I heard it's true, but again, I don't push that button, and I'm very clear about the buttons I push and the buttons that I do not. Okay. All right. So with July registration, if this is your first go, and I know I'm speaking to some who have known me since the beginning and others who we are brand new to each other. So really quickly, my name is Amber Nordstrom. I oversee all of the extended campuses here at KINEO. It's what they brought me on for. I'm actually from Washington State, so I see some of my people in here. And so I moved from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast because I am actually passionate about people knowing about KINEO. People just don't know what they don't know. And God didn't call me here for KINEO, but I'm not going to get into that. I am here and I am involved with KINEO, and I love it. I always want to be your person, meaning I have your back. I fight for y'all more than you will ever know. And even though I am not in control of this entire thing, just know that I have your backs. I go to bat for you. I often go to bat for your students. And while I don't always win, I put up a really good fight, okay? They brought me on to KINEO as a part-time person. I technically only work Wednesdays and Thursdays. That is laughable. I have almost 50 campuses I oversee. And so while I absolutely check my emails most every day and try to get back to you very promptly, I'm technically only in the office Wednesday and Thursday. Why do I tell you that? I do not tell you that so that you will only email me on Wednesdays and Thursdays. That is not why I tell you that. I do, however, save some emails for Wednesday and Thursday. Otherwise, I'll be bored because I tend to work all the time when it's needed. And then I get here for my office hours and I'm like, well, Amber would rather like go outside and I don't know, have a coffee or something. So the things that are pressing and urgent, I try to get back to you very, very quickly. And other things I try to save for the days that I'm technically working. Again, very laughable. So again, I want you to feel free to email me. My texting function seems to be working now. It was really cranky for a week or two, which makes me nervous. Who texted me and I didn't even know about it. But emails I will always see and try to be very prompt with, okay? So with July being our biggest registration month, I remember when I launched my campus in Washington State. That's how this whole thing started. I wanted to launch KINEO in Washington State, and I went hard after it. I launched a campus of around 40 students and did it in about 10 days. And so if you're brand new, you've got all the time in the world, the whole month of July. So what I always tell people is pursue personally, okay? I want you to start thinking, who has God laid on your heart to either approach the subject of KINEO, follow up with the subject of KINEO, or maybe they've previously been a student and something took them out of the game. Let's face it, life happens, seasons are busy, and I'm busy, and I'm not going to claim that KINEO does everything perfect, and we may have, I don't know, rubbed them the wrong way in one way or another. It's never our heart, but we're human too. And so just pray into that. So pursue personally, but promote to the masses. And here's what I mean by that. We don't know who needs KINEO, but we know who Holy Spirit will lay on our heart. So we're going to be obedient in that. But we're going to open our mouth whenever we can. Okay. I fought for you guys to have a campus coordinator discount because I said, listen, these are my people, one, and two, they're the ones who open their mouth about KINEO. And so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of something just as a thank you. And so while we can't offer you the sun and the moon, in fact, did you know staff pays full price? I don't even get a campus coordinator discount. Somebody better go to bat for me. No, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. But I just mean, we want to say thank you because we know that you are boots on the ground. You can put KINEO in front of people in the best light, or you could not open your mouth and nobody would know about it, right? So when you pursue personally, that is just you reaching out to them individually. That's just when Holy Spirit knocks on your heart or highlights somebody, you're going, right? And follow up. Once they are registered, I left my person alone until it was class time, right? And I'm going to teach you a trick to find out who has gotten registered or who has absolutely been pushed through. But as you promote to the masses, even if you're in a small church, how can you do that best? Now, we will come up with promotional materials, whether that's videos, whether that's images, whatever it may be. If you have something you would like, reach out to me sooner rather than later, because if you've been with me a year ago, they brought me on an assistant who I lost after 6 weeks. So I've been doing this whole year all by myself because she got moved to a different department called social media. And so she is actually going to be leaving in about a month for nursing school. So I'm going to get everything out of her I can. Do you hear me? So y'all be bombarding me because I'm going to use her for all she's worth for the last month we have her. So when you are promoting on social media, when you are promoting in your services, get your own people to share. They don't know me. They're not interested in me. They don't even know Dr. Karen. They don't even get to understand the teaching they sit under until they actually do. Would you say that that's probably true? They see her, she's a beautiful woman, but her face on a screen is probably not going to get them to pull the trigger. It's going to be people they know, people who have personally invited them, people whose lives they've watched changed. And so I know I'll just give a shout out to Marion, Kentucky. I see AJ right here. They actually took a recording of certain testimonies and shared in their services. Now, maybe hearing that overwhelms you because you don't have that department in your church. That's okay. I can work with anything. I promise you, you can throw me any problem. I got 4 solutions for you. So take your pick. So with that said, approach your pastor and say, Pastor, you got excited about KINEO. You said yes to KINEO. Would it be okay if Susie Q and her husband, Johnny, spoke for 2 minutes on a Sunday and shared how KINEO has impacted them? That's a person and a mic. That is no fancy pants, nothing. Okay. So anything that you can do from the stage will help them take note and be like, I have noticed a difference in Susie Q. And you know what? Johnny smiled last week and he hadn't smiled in a year and a half. So something's going on with Johnny, right? And then go ahead and set yourself up a station if pastor will let you. And it again, super simple. Like it can be one FAQ sheet front and back that looks really good and is laminated and you just show the people, right? You don't have to hand them out like candy if you can't afford it. I'm working with all budgets here. But you answer questions, you have the greatest smile on your face, you're approachable. And if you can have a laptop there where you can register them on site, that helps Granny. That helps the one who's nervous because they've never done school in decades. It helps the one who, I know we're dealing with small towns and they don't have Wi-Fi in some of the homes, which is why your campus is such a blessing because you stream it for them. And I love that KINEO offers a program for everyone. So if you've got your go-getter that wants to get a degree because they're obsessed with all things KINEO or they've never gotten a degree before, we got them. If there's somebody who's just hungry and wants the content, we've got them. If it's somebody who's nervous and doesn't want to quiz and they don't want to submit practicum hours and they don't even want to open their portal, we got them, right? So again, we're trying to meet anybody where they're at because if you build an army, you have to go and meet the ones who are hungry, no matter the stage of life. Okay, so let me reiterate. Again, I know we have some newbies and we have some veterans, right? So anybody who is in high school is welcome all the way until, well, Jesus. All right. With that said, we have two pricings. Okay. I see you, PNW, and you're cracking up a little too much. So I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, y'all. So we have two pricings, all right? We have our normal price. I'm going to change it to 3. We have our normal standard price. We have our degree price because you're going to pay more, right? You're getting a bachelor's degree. And then we have our one discounted rate. Now, this is new. Tune in if you are brand new to me, okay? Excuse me, if you have been existing. If you're brand new, this won't mean anything to you. You're just going to know from here on out. If you're existing, we have no discounts for brand new students this year other than high school and 65 plus. If you have couples who have been in KINEO previously, as in last year, I'm talking immediate, they can be grandfathered. But as of fall, the only 2 discounts are high schoolers, because we know mama paying, or daddy, and 65 plus, okay? Also, if you guys want, I can pull up the FAQ sheet and we can go over it and see if you guys have any questions at all. Let me chat real fast, and I'm going to screen share for this. How do you know if somebody's enrolled? How do you know if they're actually registered for the fall? So since we offered it at Women's Conference, since we offered it 7 days in May, and then we just did a tiny little blurb during graduation just because we knew everybody was there, they were hearing about it, we thought we can't not open it for a day. Some people got registered, okay? So I'm going to share my screen real fast, and I am going to show you how you can tell. Now, I'm pulling up my husband's account because if y'all saw my account, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Is it me or is it? Great. Okay, if I were to show you mine, I get overwhelmed in my own portal because since I'm an admin, I have like all the things. So this is my husband's account. So see his tabs here. Now in 2023-24, he was a year 3 student. So these are all, we should open up and show his grades. I'm so kidding right now. So these are his year 3 courses. So we just completed the year, okay? See how they are colored. That is because they have been opened and they are available, all right? If you have somebody who is registered for fall, you'll see these tabs up here. See how they're blue? My mouse is coming across them. I'm going to click 24 and 25. He only has one thing in 24 and 25, and that is welcome back. That is because he early bird registered, because we're early bird registers. We knew we were coming to year 4. There was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we got. So if your person sees a welcome back under 24, 25, they are good to go. So you can help them verify that they're registered, and then you can leave them alone until orientation, right? Now, if they register in July, they actually will have an intro course and all of their courses, but the course boxes will be grayed. So let me clarify. These are the course boxes. They will all be gray because they cannot access the material yet. Okay, but that's another way. This is how you know if they pre-registered. And then when they register in July, they'll have an intro and all their courses grayed. Does that make sense? Okay, so they can check themselves. If you're like, oh, well, let's make sure you're registered, go ahead and pull up your portal and get logged in and let's look. Okay, so you can help them. That also helps them get kind of navigating their portal. This is at your station where you're super friendly and you go home exhausted because you smile and talk as much as Amber. Okay, it's just July. You got this. You're going to be awesome. All right, so I'm going to leave that be and stop our share for there. When it comes to testimonies, again, you can record them, you can do them live. Again, it's the people who they could actually kind of walk to the next Sunday and be like, did you really mean what you said on stage? What's in it for you? And they're like, no, KINEO is life-changing, because you know how it happens. People's eyes light up and they're like, let me tell you what I learned. Okay. And that right there is all the person needs. So, there was one more thing I wanted to touch about July. I got your station, service, register right there. Okay, I think that's it. Let me keep plowing, although I'm going to check the comments and see if anybody is okay. All right. Well, if you are like help, like you can do that and I'll help. Otherwise, I'll keep plowing. Okay, we'll do questions in a minute. All right. I have a super exciting announcement. And my satellite campuses, so if you start in the fall, you're called a live or an extended campus, right? We live stream directly to you. My satellite campuses don't launch until January. We launch campuses twice a year, fall and January. And they get basically the freshest recordings that we have, but they have never, you guys get this, you're going to celebrate for yourselves right now. They have never had the option to do degree yet. However, KINEO is changing things. As of the very last day of July, I always like to give a cushion, so let's say August, degree is going on demand. What does that mean? I love your face, AJ. Go ahead. So that means that if you want to start on demand or your degree courses early, yes, Pastor Nina, you got this. You can register and you can plow ahead. So you can go ahead and like next summer, we'll have the whole summer for you. We are starting degree on demand. This also means that let's say you're a year 3 student, but you've only done 1 year of degree. Well, you can go ahead and plow through as your schedule allows, get caught up so that you can obtain that bachelor's maybe earlier than you thought you were going to. So with that said, listen, because it's a little bit different too. It is going to be on demand. It is available for registration once it launches any day. Marcy can sign up August 15th. Johnny can sign up October 1st. Susie Q can sign up December 1st. Doesn't matter. 365 days. It is available. And the person, the student, has access to that material, those courses. So if they're year 1, they have 5 courses. Well, all years have 5 courses, but they have 5 courses for 12 months. So if you register July 1, you have till July 1 or probably June 30th to complete. So again, if you want the full 12, go for it. But if you plow through earlier, upon completion, upon finalized of your grades, you can either take a pause or you can dive right back in when you wish. You guys are so fun. So that is changing. And what's amazing about that is our on-demand students prior have never had access to degree. Our satellite campuses have never had access to degree. The only people that have are you, the live students who launch in the fall. Okay. So this is a big deal. They can register once it's live. They have 12 months to complete the courses. And once you're done, once your courses are complete and your grades are finalized, you are welcome to jump into the next year degree. So it's completely student-led. And now I will say we only have 3 years of degree completed. We are currently working on year 4. So those will have to be filmed. We're flying in adjunct professors. We have to edit them. We have to, you know how it works, right? So we don't have year 4 right now, but that's okay because nobody's even started year 3 yet. So we're doing good. All right. Let me talk to you real fast about practicum hours. Now, in the summer, your job, if you will, is to promote KINEO, make people aware and just make sure they know it's available at your church. And again, if you want to share with other churches, that's amazing too. I remember when we launched our campus, I think we had about 8 different churches represented. So we love that community, unity, all the things. Now come the fall, You'll want to make sure, per normal, your classrooms are set up, your live stream is going. If you kind of recognized media was helpful to you, if you had any issues with the media, I try to watch my emails, like I said, but media tended to be really quick. So we can go over who to email and when, not a problem. And you'll want to make sure you have communion elements at every class. It's how we start, right? It's how we set the tone. Also, as a campus coordinator, practicum hours will come in for your campus. Okay, 2 things I want to touch on. 1, stay up to date with them. I don't mean log in every day and do this. Maybe every 15th of the month you check your practicum hours and you kind of push them through, approve, deny, whatever. Do whatever's best for you. 2 is that when you have students who identify as online, they will not come to you. So I want them to come to you because honestly, we get bogged down here on the back end at the KINEO land because we don't know these people. You do. We don't know if they're actually accurate. We have to do way more homework, right? But also if they're attached to you, we would love if you could push them through. So if you don't see some students on your list, you're welcome to text me or message me their first and their last names, and I can probably get them attached to your list. They also, the students in their Track It Forward, they choose their campus. They choose their year. We can't even access their Track It Forward accounts. So if there's anything that they feel is off on their Track It Forward accounts, that would be a personal student who needs to change in their personal account because we don't even have access. Now, the portal's a little different. I can impersonate people. I can make sure that y'all are good to go and maybe something is not off with somebody's account or what have you. But Track It Forward is something we use to meet the requirement, but we really don't have anything other than we see what gets pushed through and we can approve or deny, or you guys can, okay? Something came to me when I said that. Oh, this year you might have noticed when you emailed me, I always had to have the same standard response. So if your students have a question that you cannot answer, even if you send them to me, I have to send them to info. I'm like under very, very strict directions. So students always have access to info. And I know there has been a delay in the past. I am not going to sugarcoat anything, but we have staffed info bigger. So we have more people looking at info, and the admin team should be responding within 2 to 3 business days. If they are not, you are free to tell me. Okay. But I really need to keep my line of communication for prioritizing pastors and leaders of every campus. Okay. So I can't help your individual students, but I mean, if you contact me, depending on what it is, I can probably, but most of the time I have to go send your student to info. Okay. So if you felt really annoyed by me, I was annoyed by me, but that's what happened this year. And so I just want to be transparent about the fact that wasn't my favorite answer, but that was my answer. Okay. All right. So practicum hours, if you're not a student, which most of you are, I can create you a Track It Forward account so that you will be able to approve and deny. But again, that's a very small percentage of campus coordinators. Okay. This Saturday, and let me check something really fast. You guys, okay. This Saturday, we are hosting something called a Taste of KINEO. We're doing it in home, which means we'll be in our normal year 1 or year 2 classroom. Dr. Karen, and I don't know who all is going to be involved, but I do know we're calling it a Taste of KINEO. If that is something you're interested in live streaming and opening your campus, feel free to. I know we're a few days out, so don't stress about it. I also have another option because, again, people don't know what they don't know. So what we came up with a Taste of KINEO last year was we got 2 different, they're about 20-minute video clips. And it's so that anybody who's interested, anybody who's curious, they can at least experience the type of teaching they can sit under in KINEO, okay? So again, this doesn't have to be fancy pants with hors d'oeuvres. This just means a taste of KINEO. We're opening the classroom, come in, sit under a teaching, ask us questions, and then y'all can obviously answer questions or document them so you can ask me and get back to the person. Not a problem. Don't ever stress if you don't know everything, okay? I don't even know everything. Just give them a smile and say, I'll get you an answer. But they also get to experience it. They get to ask you questions. And if you're there with your laptop or whatever device, you can get them registered on the spot. So again, it's just another easy way for you to kind of open the classroom. I like to suggest having, let me let this sweet person in. Offering 2 dates. So maybe you would pick a Sunday after church. Everybody's there anyways. Come on in and get a taste of KINEO. And then maybe like the class night. Maybe, you're going to be a classroom that meets every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you open a taste of KINEO one night in July for that. So as long as they know 2 dates and they can pick the one that works for them, that is the best, because it takes away people's excuse. Because if you only give them one, they say, oh, Granny's got her birthday. Oh, my 2-year-old's got to poop on the toilet that day, but if you give them 2 dates or 3 dates, then you have more success getting a different and a variety amount of people. Okay. What is the price for on-demand degree classes? I thought for y'all ready for this? Okay. Amber is not in charge, but I get spicy sometimes. So you will notice on the website, you will think, Amber, the website is wrong. Okay. Because if you look, you will see, actually, we're going to go to the website. Ready? Here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to screen share. We're going to kick Nordstrom out. That's what I call my husband, because my brother's name is Austin too. Hold on. How do I get, there we go. All right. We're just going to go to KINEOMTC.com. Okay. Everybody can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Great. So here you have the classes, which will break it down. Where is tuition? Right here. Okay. So you will see here that the degree is $720. Hang tight. Hang tight. You will see the diploma is $945. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in a meeting and they were going to do $945 plus $720. And I said, hold up. We should have a bundle rate for students who are diploma and degree. So if you are a diploma degree student, which means you are in both pathways, okay, you get the bundled rate of, where's my sheet so I don't misquote you? Let me pull up the FAQ sheet. I don't want to misquote you. Oops, sorry. Those are tacos. You probably can't even see it, can you? I'm pulling up tacos over here. Oh, come in. Hello. Oh, well, come on in. Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen. I have a visitor. For some reason, my screen is going bananas. Oh, okay. Hey, guys. You can unmute if you want to say hi. It'll probably be. All right. Do you want to say anything? That way maybe they don't all unmute at once.
How is everybody? So good to see you guys. Are they able to talk?
They hear you. If you want to unmute and say something, y'all can.
Y'all unmute and speak.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Pastor Karen.
Good to see y'all this morning.
Good to see you.
Are y'all learning some new fresh things from Amber, or are you strategizing, or what are we doing this morning?
All the above.
Good. It was a great weekend last weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody everywhere.
Thank you, Dr. Karen. We love you.
Love you guys. Thanks for everything y'all do. Gosh, we couldn't do it without you. Was it a good year for you guys? Tell me some testimonies.
I guess I'll go first if you don't mind, Dr. Karen. After doing the tabernacle study, I cannot even walk into the church the same way anymore. I just can't. Just knowing, I get teary every time I talk about it.
It's wonderful.
Just knowing that we can access his presence, not just once a year, but every single time that we want to access his presence.
Right.
It just has stirred me in such a way. And the Believer's Authority has changed everything. I mean, those 2 classes were so powerful. I mean, they're all powerful, but
right,
those 2 I could say were the most impactful for my life at this time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to commend you guys at Dawsonville, because when me and my other 2 students that came for graduation, as soon as we walked into the door at the sanctuary, when you guys were praying before graduation, we all three started tearing up immediately because we could feel his presence so tangible from the moment we stepped foot in the door.
Mm.
I know that everything, the anointing that you carry, the purpose that you have there, the ministry that you guys have, it does not come cheap. I know that. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the groundwork, all the behind the scenes, all the time spent in prayer, Dr. Karen. I appreciate you so much. It's
Thank you.
changing lives, it's changing the world. I believe that with all my heart, and I am forever grateful.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Amen.
Thank you so much. It's just a couple comments back. That tabernacle class, it's like the blood covenant of year one.
Yes.
And
Really?
who knew that this old tent out of the middle of nowhere had any kind of bearing on our lives today? I mean,
Right.
who knew? And unless you study it, you know, you don't know that approach and that access.
Right.
And I mean, it's amazing. It's Brooke is one of our staff people now, and she's my niece as well. And she swears up and down by that class, that class changed her life.
For real.
And then Dr. Phillip, I know he did an impeccable job with authority of the believer and just learning that we don't have to take Satan's stuff.
Right.
And learning how to stand in the delegated authority that we have. So, but yeah, I just appreciate that testimony, and it's, we just got a great team here, but you guys are part of that. I'm just glad that you, all of you, have taken on the responsibility of managing a campus, and you guys are what makes KINEO happen. I think it's the greatest hidden secret on the earth, and we don't want it to be a hidden secret. So
Right.
we're trying everything we know to do better marketing and just getting people to understand what it's all about and how beneficial it is. And even the kids program, we're so excited about KINEO Kids and having it for our children, because we know the enemy's, he's taking our kids. And just to be able to teach them early the right things so that when they grow up, they're not having to relearn, you know, doctrine, and just learning the right things. So I just want to encourage you guys just to continue to push and get as many, you know, folks involved in the KINEO journey as possible, whether they be adults or children. We've even got the program structured in such a way that churches can use the program, co-ops, homeschoolers can use the program, or just the individual. So, you know, just let that be known, and we'll work with whomever, because we want to get the material out there.
Do you want to talk at all? I was just touching on a Taste of KINEO this Saturday. If they were to live stream to their campus, some will, some won't. We'll have other strategies for July. Do you want to speak at all to maybe what they can expect when you come in this Saturday and we live stream it?
Yeah, we were just talking about that this
good.
morning. Brick and I were talking about that. But what we're going to do Saturday night after prayer, so it'll be from 7 to about 8 o'clock. I'm just going to talk about the KINEO program, just give a little bit of history about it, and talk about subject matter. And as I'm talking about subject matter, kind of teach them some things along the way, just kind of throw some teaching out there, and just stir interest and answer questions. Because even in Dawsonville, even here, people are kind of coming and going, and some know about KINEO and some don't. And they hear Bible school, or they hear school. Sometimes it's just school is all they need to hear, and it just freaks everybody out. So I want to talk about that, the whole program, and just set them at ease, and also talk about the different paths that people can take. You know, the on-demand program, they can go live, they can be on a campus, and just try to bring some understanding, because we have a lot of new people here at Christ Fellowship, and they hear about KINEO, and they hear about it on Sunday nights when the teams are working and the students are talking about what they're learning and their subject matter and that type of thing. And they're thinking, what in the world is this? And so we have, even our own people are unaware of the program itself. So it's only going to be about an hour, because these folks, many of them will have already been here an hour on Saturday night. And so I'm not going to be lengthy or, you know, all night long with it, but just try to bring some understanding and clarity to what the program is, what's involved. You know, some people think, well, I don't even know what my courses are going to be. What do we even study? And so I'll just bring clarity to those things while I'm kind of teaching along the way. So they'll get a taste of what they would get in the classroom. And we're going to set everything up in the year one classroom, so they'll be able to see the exact place that they would have their year one class and that type of thing. Even talk about tuition just a tiny bit, so they'll know the expectation financially, maybe even toss something in there about practicum hours. You just don't want people to enroll and they don't know, these foundational things.
And two, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in your guys' portal. So even if this Saturday doesn't work, you could always watch it, set your own date, and then live stream it at a different time. So that could work too. Or like we talked about the other Taste the KINEO option, we can help you rock any angle for July.
Yeah, that'll be good that we'll keep it, a recorded version. And then you can always say, hey, just watch this. And she'll tell you about KINEO. Just watch this. And, we'll have that in a library somewhere for you or in the portal, like Amber said. But again, it's an awareness meeting. And we just want to bring everybody into the know so that they feel comfortable what they're getting into.
Marie, did you have something?
I do have a question. I have a couple of people, but one in particular that I'm trying to persuade my husband to take KINEO. And he says, because we live stream into the campus, he doesn't have an opportunity to ask questions, and he's a real question asker. Now, I understand that you can't take the time to answer a whole bunch of questions during class time, but help me figure out how to persuade him that he can get questions answered.
Okay. There's a couple ways for that. I don't mind taking questions from students. I mean, they can email questions and the team passes them on to me. But what I've seen a lot of campuses do is either at the break sometimes, or either at the end of class or at another time, they come together and they talk about the content of the lecture or even the books, and they toss around questions among themselves. So that's always beneficial. And it's just another time for iron to sharpen iron. It's another time for KINEO discussion. And it also creates curiosity from the people that are around them. If you guys are standing around and you're talking about something, somebody may join in and say, hey, what are you talking about? Well, it's this program we're doing. And then the fire just spreads. But I have students from time to time that send in questions. If he could just understand that it may take me a couple of days to answer, I don't turn questions away.
I didn't know. I know that you're very busy, and I didn't know, like I said, I know you can't take questions during class because you have a lot of material to cover, but I didn't know how you felt about getting questions.
Yeah, even Dawsonville students, they email me. Even the Dawsonville students do.
Okay.
They'll stay after class and we can talk, but that's rare because after 2 hours, we're all spent. And so, but I mean, I have stayed after class and answered questions before. So, but I've got those students that they have those questions and they're intrigued. And so they need an answer. So I would do my best to answer those for him.
Well, I'm praying I can talk him into it.
The biggest thing for you guys, if I could say anything, would be this, and I strongly encourage this, and that is get with your pastors and ask your pastors if sometime, even if he'll give you just a Wednesday night, preferably Sunday morning would be great, that you guys could just line up a couple of testimonies through the month of July. If you have one student every Sunday in July to give a KINEO testimony, that's going to spur interest, because I can get up and talk about it all day. I mean, we saw it at graduation. Students like to hear from other students, and also the new people like to hear from the student because they're going to be a student. I mean, it's one thing for the instructor to talk about it, but when a student says, hey, it changed my life this way, or this was my struggle, or this is how I first, looked at KINEO, or this was my fear, or this is what I just dreaded. And then that KINEO student is able to untangle all of that and just knock all those crutches out from underneath them. And when that happens, they say, okay, well, if that guy can do it and he had the same struggle as me, I'm doing it. The other thing is, just for you guys, just kind of under the covers, I'll say this. if you've got somebody that's on the fence and they're just like petrified, they're just terrified, they're going to just, most people are afraid of failure. That's the issue. Most people just don't want to fail. They just don't want to do bad. Go ahead and push the audit option. Say, hey, listen, just come to KINEO and get the lectures. Come and just read the books at your leisure. No testing, no requirements, no practicum hours. And I hate the audit program. I hate it. But it's a way to get people exposed. And then maybe the next time they say, oh man, this is great. And then they just keep on with their journey. At least they're getting the information, right? So don't forget that little option right there. That audit option will usually get the person that's sitting on the fence. And then they get in the classroom and they just love it. And then you see them for the next 3 years. Okay.
Since you're here,
Mhm.
are we opening registration this Sunday? I know it's June 30th. Wasn't sure. Maybe we don't know. Sorry. I don't know.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. Why not? Right. But I will have 2 KINEO testimonies. I may just go ahead and do that. Come think
One
of it.
day early.
One day early. Yeah. I've got 2 KINEO testimonies lined up for Sunday morning. One is a year 1 student, another one is a year 4 student. So just think at those perspectives. One gal, she's year 1. She was one of my year 1 students here in Dawsonville, and she just completely just lost it like every week. I'm just looking over, she's just bawling because all the bells and whistles are clicking, right? Then my year 4 student that's testifying, she's been through 4 years with me. And so like she's jumping over the fence. She's all done, moving into the degree program. So I'll have those 2 different perspectives. So, but yeah, I think we could do that. Diana would just have to open that or somebody, right?
Either way, I can verify with them tomorrow and follow up.
Yeah. Just expect that. And if y'all have if you get something lined up this Sunday, you're able to say in registration open today, y'all, today. So just expect that unless you hear otherwise, because that's just the click of a button for us. But I'm telling you, guys, testimonies is where it's at. If you want to build your campus, get your current students talking. Okay, get them talking and prep them before. Tell them this is what they have to answer. They have to answer the question, what did KINEO do for you? Give them that one question and then give them a time. Give them a time. So you got 3 minutes, because you don't want your pastor mad because they took 15 minutes. Your pastor get all fried and he's get all upset. So we don't want pastor upset at KINEO. So you tell that speaker, if you're not done in 3 minutes, the floor's going to open and swallow you and you will disappear. Okay. And so I tell my people, I do. I put a clock right in front of them on the stage. It's right there. It's a big red 3 minutes. If you go past this, Jesus is coming for you. So you assure the pastor, I promise pastor, they're not going to go over 3 minutes because they're going to hang after that. Okay. But anyway, and prep them and tell them, I need you to come out with fire. I need you to come out and you sell KINEO so that when your student is done speaking, everybody in the building's like, my goodness, we got to take KINEO. We're not going to go to heaven. We just know it. Okay. You got to get those that are going to sell it for you. No, you're fine. You're fine.
And we're matching. Did you notice that? We're
I
like,
see that.
She's got on black and jean. I got on white and jean. Who knew? So does that help you guys? I promise. And they'll do the selling for you. And here's the other thing. Your pastor already knows because he's seen it in you guys. It changes lives. His best members in his house are going to be his KINEO students. And so, he really does want to help you build that. And so testimonies will do it for you. I promise you. And we've learned that too, North Georgia Revival. Everybody loves the speakers, loves the preached word. But when we have testimony night, the house comes crashing in. It's just nuts. Does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay.
anything else? Questions for her directly or anything you'd like to squeeze in? You can tell her I can still keep my job because I highlighted the different ways to do testimonies.
Oh, did you?
No, I was perfect because they're like, oh, Amber was meaning it.
Okay. Well, there you go. Take 2. Do y'all have any questions or any concerns? Yeah. Things that worked, things that didn't.
No, Karen, I just want to thank you for all your hard work. We pray for you all the time and
Mm.
your staff and your team because just the amount of work that you're putting into this and it's changing so many lives. I think we have about 10 KINEO students in our body and it's changing the atmosphere um of the church services, of the prayer meetings. It's been amazing. Amazing.
Well,
So
thank
thank you.
Thank you for saying so. I said it Sunday at graduation, we got the greatest team. I mean, and y'all are in great hands with Amber. She does her job well, better than well, and she takes it very seriously. And she's always here for y'all. And if we can't get an answer fast enough for her, for y'all, we know it. She's coming down the hall like a buffalo. Like I told you this 30 minutes ago, and I need an answer. So if you don't get bounced back to from Amber, a lot of times it's usually our fault. So, but anyway, thank you for saying that. And guys, if I could tell you anything I covet, it is your prayers. Todd has taught us in this house that prayer's the key. I don't know where we've been for our whole Christian life. We think other things are the key, but prayer is certainly the key. And so continue to pray for us. The program is moving and growing. I feel like faster than what we can keep up with. And KINEO is so different. It's different than most any ministry school that I'm aware of. Many are, they're experiential, which is fine. They're maybe prophetic based or, they're drama based or arts based or whatever. You find very few Bible schools like ours that are affordable and academic. Now we're hands-on because once you learn what you've learned, then you go minister. But some of the Bible schools and training centers that are out there are shallow in the things of the word. I mean, it's hard to go to a Bible school and find somebody doing an Old Testament survey. Okay, it's not academically structured as such. And I love that KINEO is because it takes you into the word.
Yep.
And then you go out and do ministry because your confidence is built. And just like the tabernacle class, oh my goodness, you can't talk to anybody about the presence of God without thinking about tabernacle now. And then you just come to tears and then they're going, why are you crying? And you can tell them everything that you know. I mean, it just all works together. So we love KINEO. We believe in it. We just want so much to get the word out and more people to be involved in it. So that's really where we're putting a lot of our energy during the summer is trying to figure out how to get more people aware of what you guys have already experienced and what you guys already know works. And it does change lives. I mean, I don't even prepare for a class without it changing my life.
Good.
So good.
Yeah, I think as amazing as KINEO is, I am so excited for the kids. I mean, it's enough to make me almost wish I had kids that age, which I'm glad I'm past that. But it is. I mean, it's so important. I think, especially now, for kids to get that truth in them.
Well, let me tell you, I encourage you to buy the children's program. I promise you. I talked to a lady Sunday night. She's from Mississippi. She bought it for her 2 granddaughters, and she's watching too. And she's saying,
Yeah.
I'm learning in the kids program. And that's another thing. I don't mean to take up all your time, but
You're good.
let me just say this real quick, and then I'm going to pitch it back to Amber. Guys, I need y'all to understand what the children's program, I just don't think people calculate what they're getting. Okay. You're getting, if you bought the bundle, if a person buys the whole bundle, they buy the whole year 1 program of KINEO Kids, they get 5 workbooks and 110 1-hour videos. The children are getting more than the adults. They're getting more than the adults. I'm doing the Passion Week book right now. We've already done Life in the Ministry of Jesus. That book's done, ready to go, ready to sell. We're on book number 2. I'm almost finished with it. It's the Passion Week. So they are getting they're getting 24 1-hour videos on just the last 7 days of Jesus's life. So he lived 7 days, those last 7 days before the cross. I'm teaching 24 hours of material on those 7 days, 24 hours and a whole book. Okay. So I'm just grabbing Todd by the throat and I'm just going, tell them what they're getting, because people just don't realize if I bought the whole bundle, I'm getting over 100 1-hour videos.
Well, and most of these people might not know what you announced on Sunday. Do you want to tell them?
What did I announce?
The price.
Oh, yeah. The price has been drastically reduced. And it's all on the website, KINEOkids.com. We've even made it to where parents they can copy the workbook. If they have 6 kids, they're not buying a workbook for every child. They can copy the workbook right there at home. We've set it up to where churches can now benefit and buy it kind of in pods for, like, they get 25 kids, this price. If you have 50 kids, it's this price in your children's church. And, let's just say a children's church, let's say that they do 30 minutes of teaching in their children's church on Sunday. Somebody could cut down all those videos, just show the first 30 minutes and say, okay, kids, coming back next week for the next 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And for instance, like with the Life and the Ministry of Jesus, I took parts of the Christmas story and I taught on parts of the Christmas story. I did like a whole hour on Herod, just on King Herod. I mean, who does that, But it's the right stuff. And we talked about the wise men, like there weren't just 3, and where these guys came from and how are they connected to the prophet Daniel and how they even knew to follow that star, that whole thing. Okay. So if you guys talk to anybody about KINEO Kids, tell them those things, like, you don't know what you're getting in this package. So what we want to do too in the upcoming days is we want to clip about 15 or 20-minute teaching from one of those videos and use that as like, hey, go watch this and you'll see what you're getting. Our son Ty runs the media department and he's on vacation this week. So when he gets back, I'm going to get with him and say, Ty, I need you to go in there and clip some of our best and get it ready to toss to people to watch so they'll know and, be able to say, man, we need to get this. Does that help you?
They're nodding. That's good.
Okay. All right. I'm going to
How long
hand
does registration last?
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe she didn't mean to unmute. Do you want me to unmute you? Here, let me try. I think it's Miss Laverne. There you go. Go ahead. Oh, your phone's being.
Hey,
Hi.
how long does registration last if it starts on Sunday?
It'll be the entire month of July. The entire month of July. So every day in July, they can hop in.
Okay, thank you, darling.
All right.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to hand it back to Amber. Guys, we're here for you. And let us know how we can help you. Y'all pray for Amber as well. She spends a lot of plates, but she loves what she does. We're glad that she's on the team and she's just here to make your job easier. Okay. And y'all pray for next year. It's going to be great.
Yay. Thanks for popping in.
All right. Love
Sorry
ya.
you stood on your knees the
No,
whole
that's
time.
totally fine. See you guys.
All right. That was a fun surprise. Okay, so let me dive into what we were covering, and that was the rates. And I was trying to pull you up a visual. I sent it in the last email. So we were talking about the bundle, okay? So on the website, you saw that it had a price of $720. That's for anybody who has already completed all 4 years of KINEO and is just taking degree courses. So when you see post-grad, it just means they've already completed 4 years of KINEO. Okay, so if you are currently, which all of you, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think anybody on here has completed all 4 years, you will get the bundle rate. That means you are a year 1, 2, 3, or 4 student with degree. Now, you don't have to do it this way. I'm just going to give you the pricing, okay? So instead of the $720 plus the $945, we kept it at the quoted, because if you remember, I quoted you guys already $13.95. And I said, help me keep that quote, y'all. Like, I got to keep that quote. So what they're doing is they're just doing the difference is you're going to be your degree program. So when you register, your degree portion will be $450. Okay. Because the diploma is $945. And when you go to register for your degree, you will have the bundled rate of $450, meaning your total will stay at that $13.95. Okay. Now the discount is the same. High school students, which is just diploma track, by the way, and senior 65 plus, which is $450. Now, if you have a senior who's a go-getter and they need a senior rate for degree, I believe it's $720. It's not on my little handy thing. I'd have to look it up. I'm losing track with all these numbers, but it's on your FAQ. So you should be able to print front and back and just show the people. So now you know the difference between the post-grad of 720, which means they're not in years 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, they've already completed that. Or the bundled pricing for the student who is a diploma and degree. Okay. All right. Well, I know we are coming up on our hour, so I want to open the floor for questions. And I really, if you have to go, please go. But I also, so you certainly are probably not going to tell the sweet woman in charge of the school all your feedback. So that's what I'm here for, because I keep it all incognito. I truly want to know your feedback. So what are some of the best things? And we can dialogue now. It's totally fine with me. I want to take your questions. But if you would rather email me, just know that I am always ears, because I want to make it so that you guys not only have the smoothest position. I know it takes work. Okay. I did it too. I understand. And I thank you so, so much, but I want it to be smooth for you. I want it to be good for you. Okay. As best as we can. So what are some of the best things? Cause you have no clue how much that breathes life into your KINEO staff. Okay. But also, what are some challenges that we could work at making better for you? Okay. Whether that's trending themes you heard from your students throughout the year. Okay. And I never give names. I never give campuses. I give themed feedback. Because if there are themes, those things need to be looked at. Do you hear me? Grouchy, whomever over here, I was going to put a name, but that's really rude. So he's unnamed. Grouchy Pants over here, he's one and we see him and we value him. But if there is a theme, then I take it real seriously. Not that I don't take case by case, but I hope you're hearing my heart. Okay. So let me open it for questions first. And then if you have time to stay on for feedback, yes, I can. On the FAQ, which I will send out in the follow-up email, and just in case you didn't see it, you will notice something brand new this year. And I could not get out of this. I tried. That doesn't matter. Leadership decided that there is a tech fee of $10 per student per month. So if I'm not mistaken, when I talked to financials a week ago, prepping for this call, it will come in increments. So remember, there's always 2 ways to pay for KINEO: upfront in full or in installments of equal, no interest, no nothing. Okay. So either it will bite size into $10 a month. So it's 9 installments. So $90, I think, as far as I know. Or you can pay it upfront. So it says, can you tell us about the tech fee? I've printed out. Yes, we already have students asking about that. Yes, I've got the same question. So out of my hands, leadership, it was something that needed to be done in order for all the systems we have running. It was the bite-sized way that we could kind of make it happen. So I hope that helps. All right. Any other questions? You can unmute and ask, or you can pop in the chat, whatever works best for you. I can monitor both.
Amber,
Yes.
I had during our class time, when Dr. Fields was teaching, there were several times when he had a slide up on the screen, but media was focusing on him, so we in the campus couldn't take a picture of that screen, so we never got the information that was, his notes. So I don't know if that's a media thing or if that's something that he flips a switch and does.
Great. So 2 things. One, if you're still hopeful for those slides, I think people still have access to their courses until maybe, I think we're like 2 days out from them being all pulled. So they can always go back and screenshot from the lecture. I hear you.
but okay.
So what I'm saying is I'm documenting to media. Listen, my campuses need the slides up longer. When they flip through, it's too fast. So I'm documenting that, but just in case, since I can't help the past, you feel free to have them log in, screenshot whatever they want. We let people do it in class, so you can do it. I've had people ask for the professor's slides before, and for some reason those don't get released, but people can screenshot. So take a picture, screenshot, and do whatever's
Yeah,
best.
in this case, Amber, they actually never showed it.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That
in
was the
this
issue.
case,
On 2 or 3 slides that I remember.
yes.
I don't
Thank
remember
you.
which ones, but
Do you remember what lecture it was by chance or the date?
it was
No.
across a couple.
Yeah, it
Uh,
happened a couple times.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
And that's what I meant, that he just kept talking and they never actually showed the slide for the people who were in extended campus.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm just writing. All right.
Amber, I think it would be ideal. I know that it hasn't happened yet, but I think it would be ideal if we could maybe have them loaded in the portal. Going forward, I mean, can't change what's already happened, but I know several of us at our campus were like, wow, we really wanted that content because he is a powerful teacher. I really enjoyed everything that he taught, but I felt cheated because I couldn't access that information because we couldn't screenshot it. You can't see it at all. And everything that he said was valid. And I would like to have access. And I'm sure all across the country, people would say the same thing. I don't know if in the future that if there, because he does do a lot of lengthy slides.
Yes, he does.
I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying it takes a long time to write it all out. I value everything that he's put on the slides, but I'd like to be able to have them accessible that I could print them out easily on the portal would be fantastic going forward. I think everybody would enjoy that.
Let me too, and I wrote that down. Let me too say that, let's say for some reason this happens again, which my hope is it does not. I would immediately email info because then they can go poll and whereas now we all can't remember the lecture. Or you can email me because again, this was a campus issue. And so that would be helpful because then maybe we could be like, well, we don't release slides, but they never even saw the slides. Here they are. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we got to get them the info. So yeah, the sooner the better, just so that we can keep track of all the different classes and lectures and professors and all things. But yes, I have documented all of that, and that I'm sorry that happened for sure.
I'm pretty sure if I go back in my notes, I could tell you exactly which slides they were. Because I think I took a note that said didn't get
No
slide,
slide.
which
No
I had the
slide.
title to them. So let me dig my notes out and I'll try to get it to you.
Yeah, if you want to, you can email me that, sure. And maybe I'll go directly to Dr. Fields and I won't even go to the staff. Okay, sorry. Anything else? If
So
there's, oh, go ahead.
one thing on the tech fee. How much is the tech fee now?
It says $10 per active student per month,
Oh, per month. Okay.
which it
Understand.
doesn't say that on this. It does. Technology fee, $10 per month per active student. Yes.
Okay. So then so if you paid for it all up front, it would be $90.
Yeah,
9 months, 10 months.
I've been told since we break it into 9 installments, then that would be 10 times 9, which would be 90. So
Okay.
I always get
Thank you.
hesitant because I'm like, I don't push these buttons. I don't want to
That's
be
okay. Yeah.
wrong, but
Thanks for the clarification.
yeah. Anything else? Questions, feedback, anything I can help with while I have y'all? Okay. With the degree online, there is potential if we are a year 4 student, we could graduate diploma and degree at the same time. Well, it depends when, let me grab my pen. I lost it. Okay. It depends when they launch year 4 degree. So I don't know when it's going to be launched. I know we're recording. I know we're getting the textbooks together, which means the quizzes together, which means all the things formulated. But let's say, and this is totally pulling it out of the air, okay? If year 4 degree were to launch in February and you plowed through and grades were finalized, then yeah, absolutely. You could accomplish both at the same time. They also might be, you know, like maybe you'll finish up the year in beginning of June and then finish up your degree in July or whatever. So just depends on when it launches, when it opens, and how fast or how open your schedule is to complete. You will always have the 12 months, but it doesn't mean you have to use the 12 months. Okay. Anything else? I'm not seeing anything else in the chat. Okay.
I do have one thing.
Yeah.
Last year we had the two videos, the two little video clips, the sermonettes or whatever.
For a taste of KINEO?
Yes. Are we going to use the same ones this year? Or are you going to send them to us, or how will we access them?
Yes, I can send them to you, but it is the 20 minutes of Blood Covenant and I believe the Gospel of John.
Okay.
Those two.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to show it on Saturday. So I have one scheduled, a Taste of KINEO, on Wednesday next week.
Yay. Okay. So in the follow-up email, I can, although you did hear her say, plan on registration open this Sunday unless you hear otherwise. So I would guess it's going to be open. But I will send the FAQ sheet and follow-up as well as the two Taste of KINEO videoettes, if you will. And then is there anything else you guys are needing other than obviously the July QR code images?
Well, they did say that the live stream video would be available too, right? For Taste of KINEO.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. You can either pipe it into your campus when it's live, or you can watch it, see if it's something that you want, and then set your own date and send
play
it
it
or
through.
share it.
Okay, and that'll be in the portal?
Yeah, they told me it should be live streamed in the portal.
Okay.
So, and then Niles, do you have a campus coordinator one
Yeah,
yet? You
I
do?
already had from last year
Oh, great.
because
Okay.
I was helping Brenda. So yeah.
So it should be either in your campus coordinator course box or the live stream course box. You should find it
Okay.
in either of those two. I also believe that it's going to be live streamed on the KINEO Facebook page. So worst case scenario, you can always go that route if for some reason the portal's.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you guys need in the follow-up email that I might be missing? And or of course you can, questions or feedback are welcome.
Do we, excuse me, do we send our emails directly to you or to info?
Concerning what?
Concerning anything we want to know about KINEO?
Well, if you're a campus coordinator, I'm your go-to. You do,
Okay,
you want to come to me.
so,
If it's
okay,
a
will
student, oh, sorry, go ahead.
will you give out your email address?
Sure.
Or
It's-
how do we get in contact with you?
It's
Okay.
A as in Amber, and then it's Nordstrom. I'm going to pop it in the chat. N-O-R.
Okay, thank you, Dorothy.
You're welcome. So A Nordstrom at KINEOMTC.com. And then if you want to chat, it is 706-916-7915. So you can, and I think I'm getting text, so you can text there, call, or email.
All right, thank you.
Yep. But again, that's like not, that's for campus coordinators and pastors. So don't give your students that because I'll just have to be a grumpy person that sends them the info. I won't be grumpy, but you know, they might think I am. All right. Anything else? I think that was pretty good. We got a lot done in an hour and 10 minutes. 9, 10. Okay. Well, nobody's waving their arms at me, so I will thank you for your time. I will get you the follow-up email. My guess is I'll probably send it at the end of the day tomorrow, just because it allows for any other questions to come in, information to be added, images to be included. So I'll make sure you guys get the most. I try not to blow up your emails, but in the same sense, I also want to get you what you need to. So you can contact me directly. I am your person. Let me know how I can help you. If you want to brainstorm anything else, or you have an issue that you didn't want to bring up in the group, listen, I got you. Okay. I don't promise to know everything, but I'm happy to help. So just let me know. All right. Okay. Thank y'all. Have an incredible week and weekend. Happy registration month. It's going to be good. Bye-bye.
You have a blessed day now, my dear.
You too. Thank you.